I still don't have any intro thing that I'm gonna say. Hello guys! Oh, welcome back. I got asked to do a new spiritual video where I talk about like the new moon spells and the full moon spells and the crystals and just basically everything about the spiritual. So this is what this video is going to be about. Trying to hide my chair. And this video is probably gonna be all over the place because that's me. I am all over the place. So, you know, bear with me. I got someone making a comment under the last new moon magic video who said that you have amazing energy. So I'm happy that I can give you guys a little bit of my weirdness and my weird energy. So yeah. It obviously would be a little bit easier for me to make these kind of videos if you guys ask me questions in the comments, so please feel free to throw a comment under this video to ask me whatever you have in mind, and I will see how well I can answer it. We all have this different meaning when it comes to a different kind of belief system when it comes to spirituality. So I'm pretty sure that the way I believe is not going to be the way that everybody believes. So I'm sure that someone watching this is going to be like, oh, but it's not like that. But for me, it's how I feel, it's how I experience this whole spiritual awakening journey, which also includes doing all that magic and spells and stuff like that. I got told that I have been a witch in Salem in a past life, so of course I'm gonna take that path again where I do spells and all that magic. I don't know where to start. So I guess I'm just, let me start about talking a little bit about the going through a spiritual awakening, because I know some people really having a hard time about that, and I get people writing to me especially over Instagram, asking me, how can you tell you're going through a spiritual awakening? And there's really a lot of ways that you can tell, and again, I can only speak for myself how I went through it, because again, we all go through this awakening different. And I have been on this path for 3-4 years now. So going through a spiritual awakening, a lot of people are like, oh, it only took 2 months for me. Then you haven't been going through a spiritual awakening, believe me, because it's years. It can take up to 10 years before you're like all developed and know everything. Even I don't really know everything yet. I'm still figuring it out. I'm still learning. And for me, I can't remember how it all started, because I kind of been going through this ever since I was a kid. I just kind of shut it off when I was a little kid. I remember the first ever experience I had, which I don't know if I guess it's something with spiritual awakening, because it's obviously awakening your mind to not being a part of this 3D social world and being more a part of the 5D of the spiritual realm and all that kind of thing. So I obviously don't remember the exact details, but I remember that I think I've been maybe 4 years old, and I was sleeping, and I got woken up by something that was in the room. And when I sat up and I was looking at the end of the bed, there was a man standing there with a dog, as weird as this sounds. And it was not like, it was not really like I could see like a person, but I could see the outline of someone. It was very, very bright, very yellow, very shiny. And then I can't remember anything more. can't remember if I was running out of the room asking for my mom, or if I don't know. But that's the first thing that I remember. And I know that my grandmother back then told me that I shut my gift down because I got too scared of it. And a psychic actually told me that visit was a visit from the future, as weird as this sounds. And I am going to talk with Patty Negri about this when I'm in LA in February, so I'm interested to see, what she has to say. But yeah, after that time I just didn't really have any. I remember that one of my cousins, we always played around together when we were kids, and I remember that she always told me that I could read her mind because I said things that I couldn't possibly know about, what was happening in their family, at home or something else like that. And I had friends back then also telling me. So maybe I, without knowing it back then, used my gift that we all obviously have. It's just a matter of opening up for it. So yeah, if you are like, oh, I don't know if I'm psychic, well, you are, because we all are. It's just some of us are never really gonna open up for it, and that's why we go through this spiritual awakening, to learn to open up for it. So some people, they get so scared of it that they just shut it down again and don't do anything with it. And I have always have had this, I was always interested in the afterlife and the spirits and stuff like that. And I think it's my Scorpio side. I am Scorpio Moon and Scorpio Venus, and I have a lot of other, what do you call that? Scorpio is a lot of my houses. I can't remember what it's called. Correct me out there. But something with Scorpio. So that's why I always was interested in it. And my mom has always done readings for people. So I remember when I was a kid, and sometimes when I got home from school, there was people over, sitting around the table, and she was laying cards out and stuff like that. So again, I always had the interest for it, but the past 4 years I really started getting really into it. And the past year it really kicked off with the, how should I explain it without sounding crazy? Like me, hearing voices or hearing like telepathic things, or I have the thing where I know things that I'm not supposed to know, or the empath thing where I feel what other people feel. So it's a lot have happened in 1 year, and I am still at a point where I still have to believe that what I experience is real, and I have to trust that the information I get is real. And sometimes it takes a while for me to realize that, oh, I actually had a thought like that, or I got spirit telling me that would happen. I've just been in my 3D mind, been like, oh, that's just my thinking, it's just my ego, whatever. It's just been me making stories up. And I still have this, where I sometimes feel a certain way, and then I'm like, oh, but no, it can't be true, that's not real. And then weeks after I find out that, oh, okay. so that's also part of the spiritual awakening. If you have things that people say to you, oh, how can you know that? Then you probably are going to a spiritual awakening. What else? Another thing I have, and this just started with when I was outside. Especially when I was looking up in the sky and it was like all blue or white, I could see sparkles. Like it's hard to explain, but it's like electricity. It's like It's so weird, and I haven't met anyone who had the same experience. I had customers who was psychic who told me that it was something about my third eye opening. So, and the past year I actually see those kind of orbs, white orbs. Sometimes it's color orbs, like, you know, in the corner of my eye I see like a blue light or like a mist or those sparkles. It's I can't even explain it because it's so weird, but that's what I experience, and it's sometimes it's scary. Especially, I recently started, and this thing has been going on and off. Like, and I think it's involved with fear that if I think that I see a person, or if I think that I see an outline of a person, I'm like freaking out, and then I shut it down again, like I did when I was a kid. So I really have to like kind of welcome it in, be like, it's okay, you can show yourself. And obviously spirit is not, they're not gonna show me anything I'm not ready to see. So if they feel that, oh, she's not ready, then of course they're gonna step back a little bit. But it's happening more and more recently where I see outlines of someone, as weird as it sounds. And it's weird because for me it's sometimes the outline is white, silver. Sometimes it's a lot of the times it's actually yellow or green, orange-ish. And I know there is special meaning with special colors. With, you know, you can see that, oh, this is a spirit guide, or this is a spirit of someone who lived, someone who's been walking around this earth at some point. So that's also a thing, and it's, I mean, I'm getting comfortable with it now, and I don't mind it. I actually, yesterday, there was the hallway, there's a hallway with a door, and the hallway was dark, and I didn't really have that much light in the room I was in, and I was looking out to the hallway, and I saw this shadow, not shadow, I saw, like, again, the outline, as it was bright green. It was so crazy. And instead of me freaking out, I was like, you know, starting talking with it, whatever it was. And I turned on the spirit box, and I'm so annoyed that I didn't record this, because I was asking if someone was there, and I got a yes, and I got a hello. And I got a message, the word message, and then I didn't get anything after that. So maybe it was a spirit who had a message for me, but maybe the message is gonna come another day. You know, that's how it sometimes works. And actually, I think it happened today. It was so weird. I have some tarot cards that I don't use them that much, because I have the thing that I have to feel the energy of the object, or the cards that I use to, you know, like, okay, these cards have a good energy, so I'm gonna use them. And there's some special cards that I've been using every day that has this kind of energy. So I think it's some weeks, I think it's a week ago, I used this card, and it's these cards from, what's it called again? Flowers from the Dead Oracle deck. I got them from, I can't remember her name, but I got them from Etsy. I actually posted, because something very amazing happened with this for me today. I posted an image where I tagged her, and I am going to write this somewhere here, the name of their Instagram account. But I used these cards weeks ago, and then I didn't really feel the energy of them. I didn't really connect with the cards. I know that sounds stupid, but that's how how I work with that. So I, put them back down. I haven't used them ever since. And then today, or actually yesterday, I asked the universe to give me a sign about something that I was a little torn between. And then last night I had a dream, the weirdest dream about, I was in a forest and there was dragonflies all around me. That's the only thing I can remember from that dream. And then this morning I found 2 cards under my table, and I was like, because I haven't used that deck for so long, and they, when I took them up, I saw that it was the dragonfly with joy and love, and the seahorse with generosity and good luck. And the thing that I asked the universe about was about love, and obviously something with the dragonfly has a special meaning in my life, because for me it's all about change. So it's one big piece of synchronicity for me, because I do use tarot cards actually every day to see if there is a message from my spirit guide or my higher self or my twin flames higher self. So yeah, the question was about my twin flame, and I got my answer. And here's the thing with the whole twin flame thing. I did a video where I touched a little bit on it, and I talked a little bit on it, but I never really was interested. I didn't even know what a twin flame was just a year ago, and it's recently that I just really got into it after someone telling me that, that person that I is in love with is a twin flame. And we have twin flames and we have soulmates, and twin flame connections are not the easiest. It's past life connections. It's most of the times when you get put together with your twin flame, it's because you have to learn something from each other, and you have to finish up something that you couldn't finish up in the past, in the past life. So yeah, and it's always it's not easy. Soulmates, they are amazing. We all have different kind of soulmates in our lives, and if you meet your soulmate, you know that it's your soulmate because you just click and everything is flowers and happiness. But with twin flame connections, it's hard work, and most of the times it's a third party situation, which obviously is my situation as well. And with twin flame connections, you are not really assured that you are going to be together. It's depending on the other person. And I've been going through the thing with my twin flame that I have been on off, like, I'm gonna give up on that situation. That's blah. And it's so funny because every time I give up on that person, I get his higher self coming to me. And I know that sounds crazy, but yes, telling me not to. Or I get like, it's so crazy because sometimes I have customers who are psychics, and they tell me that there is a message from spirit, and they say don't give up on him. I said this in another video. And I actually had it was so crazy. I had a woman who was working as a psychic today, or as she's working with angels, and she can look at pictures, or she can touch pictures, and then she can tell stuff about that person. And she actually told me some things. So it was like, you can't possibly know that. Like, I'm obviously not gonna say any details. I'm always afraid someone's gonna find out who I'm talking about. And not that I think that person is watching my videos, because I'm pretty sure that he's not. But yeah, so she just told me some things where, like, wow, And again, it was just about that, that, and it's what I always get told, and it's so annoying. And also when I do my card reading, I get told that, and it's so frustrating to get told that that person loves you, but that he maybe thinks that he's not worthy, or he's in that third party situation and can get out of it because there's other things involved in it. But I don't, my camera cut off. Don't know what I've been talking about last. That's so typical. Maybe because I shouldn't talk about it. What did I talk about? Well, anywho. So that's how it is. Sometimes, And the thing is, I have been like, oh, it's, can be possible to, that someone can be part of my life, and that person can be like meant for me. But if you get together with your twin flame, it's like it's a divine thing. It's like universal thing. It's there's a reason why you could put together with that person, and it's a reason why you could put together with that person at that time, and it's divine time, and so it will happen. But obviously, we have our free will in this life, so yeah. And it's frustrating. It is. It's really. It's so annoying, and sometimes I have been to the point where I was like, I wish that I never met that person. But then again, I have already learned so much from meeting him, even true that we, don't really know each other. And the funny thing is that when we started out talking, I don't even know if I should say that, but I'm going to say that. But when we started out writing together first, he actually said that he was sure that I had been his 300 years ago. And I also think that he talked about that the first time I wrote to him, he just had the feeling that he knew me from a past life. So he is pretty intuitive too. He is, but he's not, I don't think he's that awakened to it. Maybe he is, maybe I just haven't seen that side of him yet. But the thing is, he's aware of it, and at some point I would know that he loves me, but I know that we can't be together right now for whatever reason it is, and that's fine. Time will come. It's recently where I find out about the third party situation, which was for me like, well, now I'm gonna give up. And then again I just get get told that he needs to learn something from that other person needs to learn something from that, and I need to learn something from that. But I will say what I have learned is patience. I learned to love myself, believing in love again, because I didn't believe in love before, and this whole spiritual thing, it's like meeting him was a part of my awakening. That's, yeah. So if you're in a very frustrating relationship situation, you might be going through a spiritual awakening as well. And it is amazing. It is. I'm not gonna lie. I've been hating this situation and hating that I met him, and I've been hating him for whatever he put me through. I just, I can't hate on him for whatever happened. And I know that I have learned so much from it. So much. I'm not even hating on the person he's together with. Not at all. Or the situation he's in. So, another thing, forgiveness. that is the thing that I got told, that this past lives situations you have to learn to forgive. So, and I can use the forgiveness in other situations I have, with friends or with other people. And I'm just a very, very calm person now. I don't really, I don't know, it's so hard to explain, but he really, meeting that someone really opened up for a whole other thing for me, because I look at people and like, wow, like, why are you rushing through life like that, people who are very materialistic, like, oh, I need to have this and this, and just actually forget about what we actually came down on this earth to learn. It is growth. It is, we didn't get put down on this earth to get a Gucci bag or to get into a Team 10, or that's not what it's about, or to get on TV or something like that, or to be a big YouTuber. It's things that you decide that you want to do, but it shouldn't be your main focus in life, because then you just lose yourself, and you walk around in life not really realizing what you really want to do. And I will say that for me, it's I want to travel more. Before, I was like, I want to live in LA. That was just my one thing that I really, really wanted. And now I'm, I love LA and I love visiting LA and being there a lot, but I don't want to live there. Not anymore. And for me, it's just, I want to travel, I want to film for you guys, I want to teach people about kindness and healing, the crystals and stuff like that, because it's, we don't like people being depressed and stuff like that. You don't need to get pills to get over it. You actually just, need to work on yourself. You need to start cutting people out of your life who is toxic. It's another thing. Or for people like us who are empath, it's again about not being in toxic relationships or being around people who just vampires who just suck the energy out of you. And there's so many things, and I really want to talk much more about this. Yeah. So yeah, this video is becoming a little bit more talk about twin flames again, but it's fascinating because I am going through it, and after going through this twin flame thing, I just learned so much more about spiritual work and so much more about tarot cards. So that's, there's someone out there watching this who really needs to hear this for some reason. So that's why I'm here, giving my good energy away. So learning about the spiritual, learning about chakras, learning about I don't know what. I have actually lately it's a little bit like my body is just saying no to a lot of foods now. Like, I can't eat like I did when I was 28. I really can. I'm 32 now, and I just really have to watch what I'm eating because I'm getting sick and I'm getting low on energy, and there's so many things that's going on that and not that I'm becoming vegan, because I'm not. I respect people who are vegan and people who can really put themselves into being that. I have a friend from LA. He is full-blown vegan, and he wasn't like that. He was drinking and taking drugs and stuff like that, and today he's vegan and very zen, and going from a rock star to being a zen thing, that's pretty badass. So I have all the respect for people who go through that. But I eat more green, and I eat more like I think about what I eat, because if I'm low on energy, I know that it's not going to help me to eat a pizza or burgers or fries or something like that, because then I really get sick. So that's also a part of going through that journey to think about what you eat, what listen to your body. The whole thing about being in balance, it's something about the chakras too. And that's the chakra work is something it's still very new for me. I'm still learning about that. The thing that you have to heal your chakras. I always got told that I needed to work on my throat chakra, and by working together with that choke, yes, that the throat chakra, I need to speak, and that's why I do this with YouTube, because for me this is just, it's calming, and it really gives me balance to do these kind of videos, and I never before thought that I could do. I just saw 11:11. I never thought that I could do that before. But I guess the point of me talking about all of the things are because it's connected. It's one thing is that you want to manifest everything in your life, but you have to be in balance to do so, and you have to change your mindset. Like, start believing that there is more out there than just you and your Gucci bag. Or becoming famous, because that's, if you do stuff to become like the biggest, you shouldn't think like that. Like, I don't do this because I wanna become the most famous YouTuber out there. I do this because I love to help people. That's also why I'm a photographer, why I I help people. That's what I do, and I love to do it, and that should be your main reason why you start out doing something, because then you will have success. If you do it because you want to have more money and you want to be the biggest, then it's like the greedy energy, and you're just gonna fall down pretty hard. You're gonna hit rock bottom pretty fast, and that's with everything. So you have to get that under control. And for crystals, I think I also talked about that in my last video, so you can watch that again, because I talked a lot about the basic crystals that's going to help with the basic things. So if you wanna manifest things into your life, I would say the best crystals is these. You can get these crystals in so many different kind of shapes and forms. And this is for manifesting. This is for money. It's a money stone. This is a little bit more raw. So it's a little bit more yellow. But they are self-cleansing. And I always, most of the time when I have a headache, because you can actually use this stone for everything. I know, I read that you can use them if you have cellulite. Is that what you call it? I haven't tried it, but maybe I should. You can use this crystal for that. But it's, again, I use this for everything. If I have a headache, or especially when I meditate, people laugh so hard about me, because I put them, on my forehead when I lay down, or I put them on my throat chakra, or on my solar plexus, whatever chakra it is that I am working with or that I need healing from. Then I have, and I can't remember what it's called. I am going to try to find out for you guys. But I have this little baby that I always use for when I do my more psychic work, tarot card readings, when I do my, what do you call that? when I go into hypnosis, when I go on my, you know, meeting my higher self, or when I go meet my my twin flame, his higher self, having a little talk about what's going on here. I normally use this, and I use this. I think this is called, is this the angel light? I can't remember. I am going to find out what they are called, because I'm so bad at that. I don't know what I did with my camera, because it's not really focusing the way it should do. Is this that really? It's hard, but it's like, you know, it's I can't explain it. It's special. It's very special. But I use these two when I do like work in the spiritual realm. If I do like, if I want to have, I do the thing where I lay down, I put music that is a little bit more, you know, sometimes it's only rain, because that's calms me so much. It calms me down so much. Then I put, you know, them on my forehead or my throat chakra or whatever, and then I go into my, you know, hypnotic thing where I, you know, am in the spiritual realm. I am probably going to do a video where I talk more about that, because it's I can't explain the feeling, but it's obviously something that you really have to believe in, and you have to be confident enough to believe that what you see and hear is real. I will post a video down below that is going to help you if you want to try to do that, to do it yourself. You just have to think about that it takes time, and you need to have control over your breathing. You need really, meditation is the key in if you work with going into this trance. Pretty sure there is a special, you know, word for that. If you go meet your spirit guide or whatever it is. But it's amazing. It is, not gonna lie. It's, yeah. So I use them for that. I have other crystals that I use for that as well. But, you know, or if I go to sleep, I always put these on my pillow, because then I know that I'm going to dream about something. I do that a lot. Or I put a special tarot card, oracle card, under my pillows. Like, I want to dream about this and I want answers. And normally I get them. I'm so grateful that I came into this weird 5D world. Not believing that we are the only planet that's living and learning and talking and whatever it is. It's, you know, not everybody's gonna understand you if you start with this. There was a noise. Maybe there was spirits saying there was something else I wanted to say. What was that? I was thinking about something. Can't remember what it was. Well, the other crystals that I use, I know that is this OP. This is more against evil spirits and evil dreams and you know, stuff like that. And I will write the name of it on the screen. But I use these when especially when I've been out hunting ghosts. Then I put these under my pillow, because I always have bad dreams after that, and I always have things following me home. So I work with these crystals when I do that kind of work. I am just you know, walking sponge, spirit sponge. I know some people have been asking me to talk about the dragon that I talked about in I can't remember what, I think what's the twin flame video. the dragon that I got from Patty. So obviously I have Everon with me, and yes, he's called Everon. I got Everon from Patty Negri when I had a session with her, and she said that, you know, I was there with my friend Amanda, and she, you know, said that we should pick out a dragon, and we should give the dragon a name. And she said that the name would just come to us, and it would be a special, very special name. So I gave my dragon the name Averon. And it was so funny because she said to me, I knew that you would take that dragon. You know, Amanda's dragon is called, oh my god, what is Amanda called? I can't remember. Something with Lace? Oh, it's Lace. Amanda's dragon is Lace, and it's green. And the thing is that we have to feed our dragon red wine, so Averon is drinking a whole lot of red wine. Me living in this 5D world, I know that it is Averon drinking the red wine I'm putting out to him. But it's so funny because I have a little, like a little cup, and I fill it up, you know, and 2 days go by and it's empty, you know. Explain that. It is Everon drinking the red wine. It's so funny. And sometimes I talk with Amanda about, like, oh, how's Lace? And he's like, oh, I don't know where he is. I think he's somewhere. I haven't really been feeding him for a long time. Like, maybe that's why shit is going down in your life. So I remember that he told us that we should breathe life into the dragon, and then, you know, the dragon is basically going to be with us for the rest of our life and helping us with tasks. Yeah. And I remember that the dragon should help us overcome some obstacles in our life, and we would have dreams the nights, you know, after we've been at her, that we got the dragon and breathed life into it. That was whew. And I remember I had a very, very special dream where I overcame some things in my dream. I remember one of the parts was letting go of an old relationship that I actually let go, but I didn't let go in the spiritual realm, I guess. So I had to finish up that before something else could happen in my life. So that's the story about Everon, my lovely dragon. And it's so funny because the past 1 year I'm beginning to imagining Everon as a big dragon that's in the room with me, especially protecting me against evil spirits. So it's so weird. So yeah, Everon is a part of my life. So whoever I'm going to date one day will have to deal that there is not a man in my life. So again, this video is going to be a little bit everywhere. But another thing I wanted to talk with you guys about, if you want to go a little bit more into the spiritual thing and you want to learn things, there is some books that really helped me out a lot. So that's probably the last thing today that I'm going to talk about, and then you guys can throw your comment down below to ask me questions or say what I should talk more about. If there's crystals, please let me know what you want to learn, if it should be about love or career or losing weight or crystals for going to the spiritual realm and doing all that kind of thing. You have to let me know. The first, I wouldn't say it's the first book ever I had about spiritual thing or manifesting, and the law of attraction book, The Secret. And you know, I'm pretty sure a lot of you guys know what kind of book that is, but that was the first book, so I will say that you should probably start out with that book. Yeah. I think there's the magic and there's the power. I also read those books. So just take all the books first. And then I had a session, and I again talked about this in another video, with David Wells, who was a part of Most Haunted, the TV show, ghost TV show. And I had a session with him, and he just said so many amazing things, and I just learned so much from him. So he gave me this amazing book, Complete Guide to Developing Your Psychic Skills, and it's amazing. It's there's a lot of helping things in the book, and there is, you know, I think that you can find out your, what's it called again? Your destiny number. And again, I made notes. I always have stuff like that in all my books, and I actually can't. I think, did I find out my number? My destiny number is so funny. I actually can't remember if I did or didn't. And there is, you know, your soul number and stuff like that. There is so much. So he's just talking about his life. I think he's also talking about, you know, how it was to work on a TV show. He was actually the one that told me, and that that he said that he saw my picture on the billboards. So maybe one day I'm going to be famous. And I'm gonna call mom and say, "Mom, I made it. I'm on a billboard." So yeah, this is definitely a book that I think that you should go get, and you can get most of the books on Amazon. That's where I always get my books. No, it's just blurry. Why are you blurry? She's so amazing, and I love her deeply. I have a book that I'm reading right now. I'm going to go get it because it's in my bag. But I started out with this book, which is Ask Your Guides. I actually gave this book to my friend Amanda. She haven't really started out doing anything with it yet. Girl, you need to get yourself together. And it's from Sonia Chocolate? I don't know. But it's this book. It's a thick one. But again, it's amazing. And I think that I always do the thing where I write in my books, and, you know, writing keywords and painting in them, and again I have stuff like this. It's so weird, that it's so random. What did I write here? Oh no, this is actually I do the thing where I always go show my blessings. I do blessings where I'm like writing, I'm grateful for the money that I receive every day, or I'm grateful for my health, and I'm grateful for, you know, I don't know, the person that I could help, you know, stuff like that. It really helps you to do those kind of lists every day, to be grateful for what you have so that you can get more into your life. And, you know, it's 10 things that you have to write that you're grateful for, and it can be everything from your pet to that the sun is shining, or that you, I don't know, your hair got longer, whatever it is, it can be everything. So yeah, another book that I think that you should get if you want to become a psychic or develop your psychicness. I don't know what it's called. Then we have this book. This book really did the change for me. I mean, this book opened up for me believing in that there is other things that I could do, but this one really, you know, gave me the last push, because that well, it's dirty. It's spiritual growth, and it's, you know, being your higher self, from Sonia Roman. She's so amazing too. Is it him? is it the guy? I can't remember if it's Sanaya Roman. I think it's a girl, right? But what I learned from this book was that if you wanna become a manifestor, if you wanna manifest everything into your life, you have to become your higher self. Because we obviously manifest with our higher self. Oh, that was what I wanted to say. Oh, good that I just I wanted to just throw this out, that everything happens in the spiritual realm before it happens in the physical, this 3D world. So, like, for example, if you want to manifest love, if you want to manifest someone into your life, you have to really believe that it's going to happen, and you have to give it time, because in the spiritual realm the time is so much different, that maybe in your spiritual realm you're already, I don't know, together with that person, or you already had that talk about, okay, let's do this, let's get over whatever happened. Or if you want to buy a house, you have to again believe that whatever you wish for is already yours. And it helps to think about it that way, that whatever you want in life is already being worked on in the spiritual realm. I know this is again more information to your for your mind right now, especially when you are not sure about if this is real or not. But believe me, one day you're gonna be like, yeah. So think about that. If there's something in your life that you really have a hard time working out right now, just think about that. It's already worked out in the spiritual realm, so you can put yourself to rest a little bit and be like, we got this. The universe got this. My higher self got this. Here's the thing. The thing with these books are going to teach you is that we humans always have hundreds of questions, and we always want to know everything, and we always seek information elsewhere because we don't want to deal with ourselves, and that is the ego stepping in there. And the thing is that we already know the answers for our questions. So this book is going to learn you to talk with your higher self, and it is weird, yeah. I was it today I read about that you should like, when you, what does he call it, like playing the psychic game, like like we do when we are kids, like we play that we are Indians, or that we are, I don't know what, that we are doctors and stuff like that, and then when we grow up we become doctors. Kind of lost it there. So what did I talk about? Oh god. That you can imagine your higher self as you want. Maybe your higher self is yourself, like, or maybe it's spirit, maybe it's animal, maybe it's monk, maybe it's dog, whatever it is. You have to really, again, use your imagination. You have to visualize to become your higher self, or to get information from your higher self. I see myself, my higher self, as very spiritual being. Like, actually a little bit like I'm gonna, if there's a picture, I'm gonna put a picture if I can find it. But that's kind of how I see my higher self, or how I see the spiritual realm, like very light beings. I know one of my friends from Germany. It's so crazy because he sees his spirit guide as a dog. And every time he's going into his trance thing, he always, he's in the forest with animals. So for him, spirits are animals. So that's, you can do whatever you want. Maybe it's a dragon. Maybe it's John Depp. But the book that I am reading at the moment is this, again from Sonia. And it is The Psychic Pathway. Reawakening the voice of your soul. Sounds so dramatic. So yeah, you see that already. That's what I do. I don't really do it that much anymore, but I have done this a lot. Just write all over it. But I was learning about the thing with playing psychic today, and there's and she did say something it's actually, I feel like I have to read it up because I'm pretty sure that it looks so, I look like some kind of a nerd with a book. I feel that I have to read it up out loud, to read it out loud for someone out there. But it's when you pretend, you play. And when you play, you overcome the blocks that your ego has set up. So think about that. Because the ego is actually our worst enemy. The ego is a liar. The ego is the one that's always stopping us, saying, no, this can't happen. I can't be with that person, or that person is never gonna love me because that person is too pretty or too, I don't know. The ego is the one saying that, oh, I can never become a YouTuber because there is a lot of other YouTubers out there. So, you have to shut down for your ego, and the best way to shut down for your ego is to play. Because then your ego is not like, oh, she's trying to take me, she's trying to kill me. Then the ego is like, oh, she's just playing around. When we are sneaking behind the ego, putting the ego down. So so that's the best way. So if you have a hard time with stuff like that saying, oh, I can't do it, I can't, because of other reasons, you have to play, pretend. So with that said, I think that this is everything I have to say, anything today. I feel like I have been speaking for hours and hours and hours and hours. But I hope that someone out there learned just a tiny thing out of my weirdness. And again, remember to write down in the comments if you want to ask me something, because I am a Scorpio. I know a little bit of everything about weird stuff. Yeah, thank you for watching. If you haven't already, please subscribe and share, and remember to like, because that's gonna make sure that the video is getting out to more people so that they can see it and get their messages and learn to be more alive again. And I hope the best for you. I hope that whatever your wish is, that it's going to come true. I hope that you're going to find a person that loves you deeply. If you already have it, go hug her or him. Yeah, just remember that everything that you want in life is already yours. You just have to shut down your ego and believing in it. So thank you guys for watching, and I will see you in my next video. Bye. If you wondered how I looked under the wig, this is for people who really are hardcore fans staying after my outro. So for you still watching this, love you.